With symmetric encryption, a key is used to both encrypt and decrypt a document, and this key must be shared amongst intended recipients. Because of the necessary forward planning, symmetric encryption is typically used for bulk encryption tasks such as encrypting a database or a hard disk. With asymmetric encryption, keys are created in pairs. Pairs consist of a private key that is kept securely by the individual and a public key which is available to anyone. If a document is encrypted by one key in the pair, it can only be decrypted by its partner key. A document cannot be decrypted by the key that encrypted it. Let's take a look at how this works with encryption. Ryan Ingram wants to encrypt a document so that only Tamika Merrill can read it. Ryan encrypts the document with Tamika's public key and sends the document to her. When Tamika receives the document, she can decrypt it with her private key and read the document. In an asymmetric key scenario, if an unauthorized person receives the document and tries to use the public key to decrypt it, this will not create the original unencrypted version of the document. Signing is a form of cryptography that does not hide the contents of the document, but proves the identity of the sender and that the document has not been tampered with. This ability to verify the sender and the contents is essential in an increasingly connected world, and it's now possible to legally sign a document electronically using these techniques. While encryption starts by using a public key to hide the contents of the document, signing starts with the person's private key. By using their private key, the individual can prove their identity because no one else has access to that key. Ryan Ingram wants to send a document to Tamika Merrill and prove that he sent it. Ryan signs the document using a publicly available hashing algorithm to create a hash of the document, encrypts the hash using his private key, and attaches it to the document as the document's signature. Ryan then sends the document to Tamika. Tamika can now create a hash of the document using the same publicly available hashing algorithm and decrypt the signature using Ryan's public key. If the decrypted signature matches the hash of the document, this proves that the document has not changed and that Ryan signed it. Let's have a look at what happens when a document is tampered with. Ryan signs the document using a publicly available hashing algorithm to create a hash of the document, encrypts the hash using his private key, and attaches it to the document as the document's signature. Ryan then sends the document, but this time it's intercepted and altered. When Tamika receives the document, she creates a hash of the document and decrypts the signature using Ryan's public key. The decrypted signature now does not match the hash of the document, which proves that either the document has changed and/or that Ryan has not signed it. Either way, the document cannot be trusted. Networks exist everywhere, and they communicate with each other all of the time. They do this using TCP/IP to manage the sending and receiving of packets of data. All messages, regardless of size, need to be broken up into fixed-length chunks called packets. Here we have Kayla, who wants to send a message to Monica, who lives in a different part of the world. She composes an email using an app on her device. "Hi Monica, how are you today?" When she presses send, the message gets processed by TCP/IP. It knows who the sender is and who the recipient will be, in this case, Monica. TCP/IP accepts the message and breaks it up into packets, and then assigns the sender and recipient IP address to each one. TCP/IP then makes sure that each packet is sent via a router across the internet. Here we have a simple representation of a network stretching across the world made up of a number of routers or nodes. In reality, there are hundreds of thousands of routers in every country. Trillions of packets zip around the network every second, but we'll slow it down to show you how routing works. Each router or node knows which of its neighbours offers the best connection. This can change on a packet-by-packet basis. Kayla's message has already been split into packets of data and is ready to send across the network. The first packet is sent by the most direct route and arrives at Monica's device. Before the next packet can be sent, the previous path goes offline. This means the next packet will have to take a different route to get to Monica's device. As the third packet is ready to send, a node in the network drops out, meaning the network packet needs to find a different route. The last packet is ready to be sent, and another node is running slowly, so a new faster route is chosen by the network. All these packets are being sent in tiny fractions of a second. All the packets have now arrived at Monica's device and are reconstructed so that she can read the whole message. Networks are the backbone of our modern world, and they allow us to communicate with each other. It's based on a high level of confidence that the network is safe and secure. Routers and the connections between them form our modern communications network. But what if a cybercriminal were to compromise one of the routers? Now they can intercept the messages sent from Kayla to Monica, allowing them to read it and pass it on without anyone knowing. The man-in-the-middle attack is also known as an eavesdropping attack. The cybercriminal could also choose to change the message to add links to sites where they can capture personal details. Another common type of attack is called a distributed denial of service attack. The purpose of this attack is to overwhelm the server with requests. Kayla is visiting her favourite website, which is hosted on a server somewhere in the world. Data is being sent back and forth across the network. Now, a group of cybercriminals decide to cause trouble. They use their computers to make hundreds of thousands of requests to that server. Now, when Kayla tries to access the same website, she gets nothing back. Eventually, the website crashes and is forced offline. In this video, we'll see how devices around us can become threat vectors. Let's look at a typical day for Kayla. Kayla's at home. She has lots of different devices, but any of these devices can become a threat vector. For example, Kayla may have accidentally downloaded a malicious app on her tablet, disguised as a harmless app. This means her tablet may have been compromised. The cybercriminal could use the compromised tablet to access and control the rest of Kayla's devices through the wireless network. Kayla now takes her car to work. On the move, Kayla could encounter threat vectors as well. In her car, she has devices that she can use, like her phone, her navigation system, voice control system, and more. Suppose Kayla found herself in a traffic jam. Her car provides Wi-Fi to her devices, like her phone, through a built-in wireless access point. However, a criminal in a nearby car may be scanning for vulnerable devices to attack. This means that the cybercriminal could compromise the wireless access point in her car. Once compromised, any devices connected to it could be at risk because a cybercriminal can laterally move across the network. Once Kayla arrives at work, she uses several devices like her work computer, a printer, a USB drive, her phone, and more. All of these are threat vectors. For example, the USB drive that Kayla has could contain a malicious file. If she inserts the device into her computer, the malicious file can compromise that computer, then compromise devices across the wider office network.